Welcome to Inbox Zero. You can think of this podcast as the advice column for business leaders. I'm Bianca Lager, your host, and every week I take your questions about the people, processes, and the problems that are clogging up your inbox and driving you nuts. So let's get you to Inbox Zero. Hey, welcome back to Inbox Zero. I'm Bianca Lager, your host, and it's just me today, guys. No special guest. It is just your one-on-one with me, Bianca Lager, and I am going to get straight into it and answer the question of the week. I hope you all are doing well. Last week, we had an amazing guest, Erin Boggs, and I'm so excited to invite more people on to help me get through some of your listener submitted questions. Thank you guys so much for submitting such good questions. I think they're really funny and interesting. Some of them are kind of weird, but that's okay. I think we all in our workplaces go through things on a daily basis that you're just like, wait, isn't this weird? So the submissions are completely anonymous. It's biancalager.com / or maybe it's / ask. And you can also find it through the menu up at the top of the website. Again, submit your questions anytime. And as I sift through them, we'll get to them. Maybe you'll be selected with a guest, which are always more interesting shows. But nonetheless, here you are with me today. You're stuck with me. So here we go. Let's get into it. Okay. It says, I'm a director at a mid-sized company, and we're in the thick of a busy quarter. Excuse me. A few weeks ago, I noticed my team seems to have this inside joke I just don't get. Turns out they've been running a fantasy football league all season, and I wasn't invited to join. It feels awkward. One person even said, we didn't think you'd be into it. And another brushed it off like it's no big deal. We generally have a great team vibe, but now the weekly scores, trade, smack talk dominate all combos. It's clearly a bonding thing, and I'm here for that, but I'm a little bummed I wasn't included. I don't want to intrude or make it about me, but I also love football and would have totally joined if they'd asked. They know I'm a huge Eagles fan. How do I bring this up? I'm a female and my team is a mix of genders and both genders are playing, but part of me wonders if I was a man, if they would have definitely asked me. I know you love football, Bianca, so sorry if this is silly, but I thought you'd understand. Yes, amen. You were talking to the reigning 2P fantasy football champion over here. I should have brought it with me. In my family, we give the winner a Super Bowl ring, and I've kept it for 2 years because I'm the champion. Call me the Kansas City Chiefs, call me Patrick Mahomes, just call me a winner, basically. So you're talking to the right person, although my team is stinking it up this season. So I have been dethroned for sure. Not for nothing. This is hurtful. I get it. I get that you are so hurt by it. I would be absolutely devastated if I wasn't invited. But I think this is pretty harmless. So that's great. And I just want to congratulate you on if this is your biggest workplace problem, fabulous for you and fabulous for your team. Well done on creating an awesome atmosphere. Okay, so let's get to the heart of the matter and help you out. First and foremost, it is very obvious to me what's going on here. I think it's obvious to everybody if you've been listening this far. There was something that jumped out in the letter that is very obvious as to why they didn't invite you. And it's because you're an Eagles fan, okay? Case closed, goodbye. We can't be responsible for your life choices. You want to be an Eagles fan? You're going to have to deal with the consequences. It's just the way to go. So, yeah, what else did you need to know? I think that you should have started your letter that way. But just in case that you happen to be in the Philadelphia area or you have brethren that support your decision to be an Eagle fan, then potentially that's not it. It's definitely not a girls versus guys thing. I think that, maybe there's a little bit of that in there. If you were a man where they've automatically invited you into the fantasy football league, it's a fair question to some degree, maybe, probably, but in the, I would say, atrocities to feminism, this is pretty low on the scale. So if that's the case, let it go. There's not much good you can make of that. And not only that, hey, it's all gender neutral to some degree. No, I think for the team, the way that they're behaving and everything, it's pretty clear that it's because you're the boss. You're the boss. Nobody's going to invite the boss. Your Eagles fan boss. Just kidding. I'll lay off your Eagles problem. You are the boss, and they just wanted it to be a team thing. They probably have like a whole text thread without you, and that's just the way it goes. Pardon me. So here's some, I think, useful advice in terms of how do you like interact with this? How do you not be like the odd man out? And also, how do you kind of carefully and lightly suggest that you'd be an asset to their team and that you would enhance the fantasy football experience if you were part of the team. So here's my advice. Number one, ask questions. Who has Joe Burrows this week? Can you believe all these injuries on the 49ers? Is Trevor Lawrence really going to be out for the season? Wow, that was crazy. That hit. Be involved, be up on current events, know what's going on, talk through the games. And if you're truly a fan, then you know what I'm talking about and you can reference some of these things and just kind of join in on the conversations and just ask questions about what's going on. Wait, oh my gosh, wow, so-and-so left yada yada on his bench, if that's the conversation, be like, oh, like rookie move, whatever. Chime in on the trash talk. Don't feel like you can't be involved in it. I would say that like it's worth a chuckle and it's worth kind of just like passively participating. I think that you also want to demonstrate your aptitude for the whole issue, the whole just what fantasy football is all about, know that it's like, hey, I'm an NFL fan too. I understand the lingo here. I understand what's going on. And not only that, but like maybe you have your own fantasy football team. So you can even chime in and say, oh my gosh, like I left 30 points on the bench. Isn't that the worst? Like, the trades aren't trading this week. The waivers aren't waiving, like whatever it is that is happening in your world. I think you can kind of include it, but let me be very clear about this. I want you to take this with a grain of salt and understand that it's like you could participate in this. You could still understand what's going on, but do not, under any circumstances, now listen close, do not make fantasy football your entire personality at work because this is going on. I implore you to take an interest here, show interest without being overbearing, okay? It is going to be very clear that you're just kind of thirsty for the attention if all you do is talk about it. So, throw a comment in, let them know that you know what you're talking about. Let them know that like, you're no rookie yourself. You know a thing or two about fantasy football, but don't be too much. Don't be the most. Just make sure that you hold back and not try to prove yourself a little too much. So participate, but tread in carefully. But yeah, I mean, I think that you can also just simply ask and say, hey guys, can I be on the team next year? This was so great. I loved watching you guys do this. Can I join? I think that's so fun to just sort of be really casual but ask for what you want and then let it go. Just let it go. They didn't want you in the team. You're the boss. They didn't think, whatever the reason is, it's fine. They're talking about some of these things in front of you or on your Slack channels or whatever else. So like they're not completely trying to exclude you. So, participate appropriately and then let it go. Let it go. Move on with your day, move on with your season. I think you probably are. And you're just kind of like, wait, should I be bothered by this? And yeah, I think it's totally fair to be a little like miffed, a little like, okay, nobody thought about me here. But, acknowledge it, participate, laugh with them where you can, and then just drop it and be happy that you have such a rad team. They sound really cool. Oh, last tip I want to say, another way you could participate, and you have to kind of do this subtly, but acknowledge the winner or the loser, like do something funny and interesting. Like I said, a playful like Super Bowl ring, a fake Super Bowl ring. And then we always give the loser in my family, it's like a toilet trophy. So that's really funny. But again, be really subtle about these things. Like do it quietly. Don't make a whole lot of fanfare. Don't make it all about you. But just kind of acknowledging, maybe even you bring it up in like a deck, in one of your meetings, like, hey, this person won, this person lost at the end of the season. I think that would be really cute and fun. And just to let them know that you're comfortable with the fact that they're doing this, and you also are celebrating the fact that they're bonding as a team, even if it doesn't directly relate to you, which quite frankly, I think that is the great takeaway here too. You're doing a great job as a leader. This team obviously gets along super well, and you are their shepherd, shepherding through their growth. So congratulations. Thank you, everybody. Again, weekly advice segment here with Bianca Lager, biancalager.com/ask. Please submit your anonymous questions, and we will see you next week on Inbox Zero. Thanks so much. Bye now.